In this video, you learn some beautiful emotional sounding chords for your guitar playing. Playing unique and sophisticated chords doesn't have to be difficult. The shapes we look at in today's video are very simple to play, but sound amazing. Hi, this is Simon Candy from Acoustic Guitar Lessons Online.net, and in this video, I sit down with guitar playing breakthrough specialist Tom Hess to discuss and demonstrate some really beautiful emotional sounding chords that you can adopt in your own playing. We look at the dissonance, but the beautiful sound of the augmented chord, as well as the equally beautiful minor major 7 chord. Now it's all about context here, so if you hear these chords out of context, they can sound almost wrong to your ear, but put into context in the correct way, in an effective way, they can sound incredibly beautiful. And that is what you're going to learn today. Not only will you learn the shapes, but how to apply them to chord progressions to create amazing sounding music. So let's get to it. Now there's going to be a few coming up here that are going to sound quite dissonant. It's all about context too. So a chord on its own can sound quite dissonant. Even a chord that sounds really beautiful on its own can sound better when in context too, which we'll hear some of these things. This first one is an E7 flat 9. So you've got a basic E7 shape, not too dissimilar from the one I was playing just before, but my second finger is taken away from the root there because I want it to be able to play the F on string 2. So this is basically a D open chord shape moved down a string set, and then it's up at the 6th and 7th frets. And I've got my low E string to plays the root to that chord. So it's an E7 flat 9 chord. Okay, so this one here is a D augmented. It's got an augmented 5th there. So think of this like a D chord, open, but we've got to refret it a little bit to accommodate this shape, keeping your 3rd finger there, but taking your 1st to replace the 2nd on the top to play the 3rd, and then there's your sharp 5, your augmented 5th, and the root. Okay, we'll come back to that one and hear it in a little bit of context. Similarly, this one here, augmented again, A suspended 2 with the 5th raised. Okay, really beautiful sounding chord, but if you just sort of jumped on that out of context, it might sound a little odd, so we'll look at that in a little bit of context. And in the same sort of way with this next one, we have what we call a D minor major 7. So it's got both a minor 7th and a major 7th in the shape. So, sorry, that's the one we want. It's quite a dissonant sound, as you might imagine. But it's a D minor chord with a major 7th. Okay, so we have this D augmented 5th, and if you just kind of throw that in when there's a D chord in a progression, that could sound quite odd, but it sounds really nice if you start with the D, then go to the augmented, and then, in fact, what I like to do with this one is actually pedal the open E. So I'm think of the D augmented chord. I take my 1st finger off, and so I've got this, we'll just call it D augmented, it's got the 2nd in there. But I start with the D suspended 2, then the augmented, then I'm going to raise that flat 5, or sharp 5 rather, up to a 6. And then I'm going to bring it back. So we've got D, the augmented, and if you wanted, you could put in little, moving parts on top. That's just putting the 3rd on and then taking it off. So on the D, augmented, and then the 6th, and the augmented. It also sounds nice if instead of going to the 6th, so you augmented, going to a G. So a D6, D minor 6 and a G are going to be pretty, it sounds more solid at this point here. It sort of lands on that G. So I've got this D, playing, these fingers are staying here, D and B, and then my third finger comes and plays the G, and a really, really beautiful sound on the guitar with chords is when you go from a major 4 chord, which that is, to the minor 4th, so that's a borrowed chord, and then we could finish on a D with an F sharp in the bass. The A augmented, we could do a very similar thing. So I'm thinking A suspended 2, then augmenting up to the 6th, and then to the 7th. Okay, so instead of coming back, I went from the A, augmenting the 5th, to the 6th, like we did with the D chord, but then up again to the 4th, the 5th fret, sorry, the G, on the 4th string. And then we could go to a D, sus2, and if I just take that shape and move it up 3 frets, I get that D minor chord we had previously at the 5th fret. So again, I'm getting this major 4, minor 4, so the borrowed chord, and then we could just finish on this A add 9 and even A major 7. So that's a way that you could work with that augmented. And you can fill out sounds on this. If you had A for a few bars, you can create this movement across that time you're on the A chord. You don't have to have A augmented written in front of you. You could, this is all, to me that's all A. We don't really have a chord change until we get to the D. Okay, it's moving a voice up. This next progression, using the minor major 7 chord, similar sort of thing but descending here. So D minor major 7, D minor 7, D minor 6, and then we could just finish on the A again. Maybe the A add 9 if we like. So now I've got the voice here moving down chromatically on the 2nd string there, and then to our A. And we all know that sound because of course we know, right? That's A minor major 7, it's got a 9 on top, A minor 7, goes to a D there, but that's the same sound.
There is a term, an acronym to describe what you just discussed. I'll put it in the chat here. It's called CESH, C-E-S-H. It stands for chromatic embellishment of a static harmony. So the static harmony was A, or earlier it was D, and then we're just going up a line or down a line. He's just embellishing the chord, the static harmony. The chord isn't really moving, but he was just moving one line, embellishing it chromatically. That's just, if you've ever seen that before, that's what this is. That's what CESH is.
If you like this lesson, then you'll love this free ebook audio I've created for you about using fragments of chords to solo with on your acoustic guitar. Of course, chords are thought of in the context of rhythm guitar playing. However, have you ever considered them for soloing? In this ebook, you learn 5 unique ways to use chord fragments to solo with on your guitar. Chord fragments allow you to create a great dynamic with the contrast of single notes to chords in the lines you play. All examples in the ebook have been broken down into the finest of detail so you can not only play them, but understand what is going on, so you can use chord fragments in your own guitar solos. So click the link below the description of this video and download your free ebook audio, How to Improve Your Acoustic Guitar Solos by using these 5 cool and easy tricks. Let me know in the comments below what acoustic guitar topics you'd like to see me cover in future videos. Let me know of any chords you really like to play that you think are really beautiful sounding chords. I'd love to hear. I'm always after new chords, new ways of playing chords. So don't be shy, drop us a line, let us know your thoughts. If you like this video, then hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. My analytics tell me that over 80% of people who watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you do like like them, subscribe, and of course hit the notification bell button so YouTube can tell you when I've released a new video. This is Simon Candy from acousticguitarlessonsonline.net. As always, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.